Notice how your head feels. These are not a measurement of your awareness of. As awareness, you are untouched, like space. Thoughts such as yesterday or tomorrow or next week, next. These are just thoughts. They have no real being. All appears only in the space of your awareness, consciousness. Nothing stays. Be clear about this. There is no certain way to be, no special way to be. Beingness is not concerned with such things. It is enough that you are. It doesn't matter what tomorrow can bring. It can bring nothing to awareness. So, be at peace with yourself. Don't wait. Befores and afters have nothing to do with you. You're the space, like awareness only. You're not in waiting. Be at peace with yourself.
Thank you, my dear. Namaste, everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Sri Mujiji ki Jai. Let's do something radical today. Because I keep saying that I am saying that you are free now. You are free now. So what if we don't close Satsang today unless everyone who attends sees that they are free? It could be very short. And it doesn't matter whether you've been in Satsang for a long time, short time, because you are free now. You see? So, for this satsang to continue then, then we have to presume that someone is not free. Who is here that is not free? I said very short satsang. Because when I say that we won't end till everybody is free, then it seems like, oh, this is going to take a while. But when I ask who is not free right now, then you have to start inventing reasons. Now, without inventing a reason, can you show me how you're not free? Without working your mind, coming up with a reason, some explanation for why you would not be free, then can you tell me how? Just in your own most natural state. Without coming up with some mental reasoning. Can we find someone who needs to become free now? Without going with any mental reasoning, can we find this one that needs to become free? And the mental reasoning, I'll tell you what the mind could be saying. Yes, now I see, but it's not stable. But it is stable. Only this mind is saying it's not stable. You see? Or it could say, but I still become angry. Everyone still becomes angry. Even the sages still become angry. What are the mental reasoning? Who else has? I don't share like this, but everybody shares differently. You see? So what is it that is convincing us to still remain as the seeker? And mostly it is the sense that I am not stable in the abidance of the truth. Like we were saying the other day. The sense that I am not stable in the abidance of the truth. But actually you are stable in the abidance of the truth. The only thing is that pretending sometimes still remains as a habit. The stability of the truth would be valueless. You see, if it was unstable. Would someone be interested in a truth which is not stable? Why would you want, if it's coming and going, why would I want such a truth? Therefore, by definition, truth must be that which is not coming and going. It is stable. So it is not that we need to stabilize in the truth. The truth is ever stable. You see? And it is not about attention also. It is not that we have to come to this place where my attention is always only, like we were saying, in awareness. That is not the function of attention. Attention is already on a leash. It cannot leave awareness. One end is already tied to awareness. It cannot leave it. Can it leave awareness and go somewhere? It cannot. It's always, who is it reporting to? It is reporting back to awareness through your beingness. So it is not leaving awareness. So how long will we continue to believe the story that we are not free? Can we find some evidence of this bondage right now? What can happen? A thought can come, but that is seen. An emotion can come, and that is seen. How is the seeing touched by that which comes and goes? You see, because our habit is to go with the content of what is appearing. We don't pay enough attention, or we don't just simply witness who is it appearing to. And right now we can check this. Who is any of this content appearing to? And what do I mean by content? I mean the appearance, that which is coming and going. You see? Is the witnessing of the content also coming and going? You see, the witnessing is stable. Even when there is no content, you are able to say there is no content in sleep state. Or I felt unconscious, there was nothing there, it was just black. Yeah? Even that you have to remain to witness. See? So you are completely steady in this. This is your natural state. So what else is it that we want?
They're sitting on the round perch, like I saw on Jiji's that was so beautiful. And then I saw that.
A little louder so others can hear, or I'll have to ask you to come closer because I get so many complaints.
So people are sitting on the round perch and saying they're seeing. And they're not seeing properly, they're seeing phenomena and saying see.
Yeah.
But there was this person in this video, Jiji's video, today I was saying, somebody posted, it was brilliant video.
The acid grace one?
Acid grace,
Yes.
yes. And he was sitting on this perch of phenomena, and Mujiji had to point out, your seeing is not proper. You're not saying that it is not in so many ways as the master does. And so that's a main issue. Even I think it is for me. Sometimes I'm thinking I'm seeing properly, when that seeing is also seen by something. So I'm not able to shift to that place where it is stable and permanent, and be in that vastness. I'm not able to be stable, as you said, abide in that state.
So let's look at this.
And it's so absolutely frustrating. Enough.
Really enough?
Yeah,
Deal?
yeah, really enough.
Pakka, you listen
Pakka.
carefully to what I've said.
Yeah.
Yes? And you won't go here and there.
No.
You will stay with what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay. So there is a phenomenal perceiving that is happening through the senses.
Okay.
Yes? You are perceiving this world, this body sitting in front of you, it is saying all of this. Yes? This perceiving is happening. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. So this perceiving is happening. Who is aware of this? Is it somebody else telling you that this perceiving is happening?
There's awareness.
Whose awareness is it?
The stable
Whose is it? Who's aware?
It's not me as a body and mind. Right? It's me as a witness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this awareness belongs to some witness.
So there is no witness as such, but witnessing is happening.
Witnessing is happening.
Yeah.
Now, how far are you from this witnessing?
For me, it's only a concept.
No. Look and tell me that. Don't tell me a concept, because concepts have no value.
Okay.
This phenomenal perceiving is happening. It's not a concept. You see that it is happening.
Yeah.
Who is aware of this? Is Petri telling you that this perceiving is happening, or you are directly aware of it?
Yes, me.
You are aware of this.
Yeah.
Now, this awareness and you, what is the distance between the two? Look. Don't give me a conceptual, because you will say then it was conceptual. Look and tell me, that which is aware that this phenomenal perceiving is happening, what is the distance between you and that?
That's here. That's where is my basis.
Okay, here, who's aware of here? Any here. It could be even the heart center here. Who's aware even of this here? It's your direct experience, no?
Yeah.
I'm asking.
I have to look inside my heart, so something is looking inside my heart.
Yes. What is looking? Something is looking, and it is phenomenally perceived. Who's aware of that?
Something is aware of that.
Something external to you?
No. The self is aware.
Which
That is
self?
just-
Which self?
It's a mere concept.
No, you look and tell me. That's why I say, don't give me a concept. Okay. Let's take any experience. You say, here, something is here. It is phenomenally sensed or no? Yes. Who senses it? Any phenomenal perceiving happens without being?
No, it's being.
Being.
It's being.
So in the light of being
The light of being, phenomena is experienced.
is the experience.
Yeah.
Who is aware of this?
Awareness.
Whose is it?
Not able to stay there.
No. Answer the question. Whose is it?
Awareness.
Yes. But whose is it?
Who's aware? It's mine.
Who's aware? You are. No?
Yes.
So what is the distance between this I that is aware and this awareness itself?
Actually, I've seen it as seamless. There's no difference.
Forget the past. You haven't seen anything. Now you're seeing. Forget the past. Right now, you are aware. Now what's happening? Don't meditate. We're together now. What's happening now? Huh? Being is perceiving phenomenally. Who knows this? You know it or no?
Yeah. No.
Yes. Now, you say it is not stable. Who knows it is not stable? The lack of stability, who is aware of? Somebody else tells you you're not stable, or you say?
Attention is going on.
Attention is going. But I already said, how does it matter if attention goes?
I'm not shifted to that permanency.
You are the permanency. What does it mean permanency? If it was not permanent, why would you call it permanency?
When I'm not sinking completely relaxed into it.
Who is not sinking?
I'm not in my natural state.
Who? Who is not?
Self.
Are you that which is the natural state? Or are you that which is fluctuating in and out? Which one are you?
I am in the natural state. But
Okay.
because the going and coming,
Who's
the
going in?
touch and there's attention going and coming away.
Yes.
This is we are stuck in that and we lost that.
Who's stuck in that? Let's be clear. No? Because very quickly we are just stuck in that. Who's stuck in that? The permanent one is stuck in that. The eternal one.
Attention is stuck.
Attention is stuck. No, you said attention is moving. All stories. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening to you in reality. And nothing is ever really happening. In spite of all the trouble we try to create for ourselves, nothing can happen to us.
And the master is so delightful and
Yeah.
so crazy love.
Yes.
So everything is beautiful.
Yeah.
But that I need the master for that. Why can't I have it without the master? I am the master myself.
You are the master? Where?
Yeah. When I need to sit with Muniji or come here and be in that state.
Don't believe any story about yourself, including the master ones. Then you are the master.
I need you. I need that.
Okay, this story you can believe. Then what else is left? Don't believe the story that because attention is going back and forth, I am not free. You say I am your master, therefore you must trust me.
Yeah.
So I say, don't believe this story that because your attention is moving back and forth, you are not free.
This is it's
No? With attention, you cannot create suffering.
something moves away and it's conditioning to know everything.
No. You skipped a step. You skipped a step. To go from attention moving and to reach suffering, in the middle there's a big step called belief. So don't believe. Don't believe anything. If you don't believe anything, you don't need to believe anything in satsang also. But let this be the last belief you draw. Because otherwise, very quickly it can happen that I say, don't believe your next thought, I don't believe you. I should not believe my next thought. You see? So let that be the last belief to draw.
It really fixed me here.
Mhm.
Fixed me there.
The idea that you have to be fixed is the trouble. You see? You believe that, you picked it up. I said, don't believe you picked it up. Don't believe anything now. Let attention also go wherever it wants.
And then how will the last belief drop
On its own.
The immensity when we sit in front of a master.
Don't believe this. Don't believe this.
Even that.
Don't believe this.
The vastness that.
It will happen on its own. What is your belief contributing to that?
We want that.
Don't believe this. You see? Because desire and freedom are not best buddies. You say, I want that. You are that. That is not wanting that.
It's not happening. Blow me away.
It's like Amba saying, Ananta says, don't believe your next thought, and you still believe it. Oh, how does it work? I'm just saying, don't believe anything. You're believing so much. It's like a shopping list. I want that, the vastness, the master, so much. Just leave it for a few minutes. Let's see what happens. It's okay. Let your attention also move. Yeah? No trouble with that. Just don't believe anything. Stay here. Stay here. You see? And stay here does not mean just stay here, keep your body here or keep your attention here. Stay here in this state of neutrality. When you're not pretending to be a person, you are a sage. Even now, don't believe anything. It's good, no? See, so if your inherent nature was freedom, then to be bound, you would have to pick up a concept, isn't it? And it is like this. So your inherent nature is freedom. So if I say, show me how you are bound to any of you, without picking up a concept, without believing anything, you will not be able to show me. That's why my job is easier than yours. The truth needs no crutches, it needs no belief. Now you must tell me what is the first thing you believe. Which you cannot not believe. What is that which you cannot not believe? All of you. Show me that and I will show you trouble. Believing something yet? Believing something? Believing? I knew it will have announced.
I don't know the origins of this very old habit,
Yes.
but somehow the mind has been trained to observe my own pettiness and the pettiness of others throughout the waking state, and say, this is where I have not got it. I have got it everywhere else. This point they have not. How if they are
So not just are they taking their temperature, you are also taking their temperature for them.
yes,
Besides taking your own.
yes, just generally observance of the
Yes.
negative side where they have not got it. So attention is honed on that. And
It means something to you, or it just spotted? You see, because to spot it is very natural. But if it does, it mean something to you?
no, but for years that is where I was stuck, and I didn't see a way.
That means it would have meant something to you. What I'm saying is that this is white. You see, you can spot it. Everyone can spot it. This white, being white, has no trouble.
Yes.
It means something to us. Means I would prefer it. I like it that it's white. They've not got it. Means I'm happy. That could be one. Or I would prefer it to be blue. Both these are meaning.
It was just like some kind of an ambiguous. The end result was not known, but why I am observing this, or why for years it was just formed on the negative aspect, and rather than the whole iceberg was ignored and only the tip was being constantly observed.
Yes.
So
now it's dropped on.
Now it has dropped on its own. It has dropped on its own, but still there's a feeling that the perfection, there is not perfection in the manifestation.
There is no perfection in manifestation.
No.
There is never perfection in manifestation. Even in the freedom of sages, it's not perfect.
So when only when I'm able to let that moment, that insistent hammering go that this one so is not behaving like Bhagwan, you are not behaving like Bhagwan, nobody is behaving like Bhagwan. And so I'm just able to let that go, then all is seen as him.
Yes.
All is seen as him without any kind of just because.
So now, from this point on, don't believe it. Even if it seems like effort. Even if it seems like effort. Because sometimes to put down a heavy burden, it seems like, oh, it's too much effort. It's comfortable on top of my head. I'm not going to keep it down because it's effort. So, like this burden of imagined personhood, this can be kept down, even if it is seeming like effort initially. You will tell me it was not effort at all. Because our natural state is this effortlessness of just allowing it to flow naturally without picking up these concepts. And now,
Nothing to prevent my freedom.
nothing to prevent freedom. And now, just free. Now, you see, just like this, and now, just fresh, just fresh. Was I free a minute ago? I don't know. Now, is it? Just now, fresh. In this now, no past, no future, no, not even the sense of being present. Just now. It seems like the only choice we have, like Bhagavan said, in this moment, is whether to go along with the content of the thought stream or not. Which is the same thing as what I am saying, which is don't believe your next thought. Is that the only choice? If there is choice available to one, it is to go along with the content of our thoughts or not. And just in this we see that this sense of choice making is completely dissolved. There is nobody here to make a choice. But as long as there is this sense that there is a decision maker here, then make this choice. Don't go in denial of that because you've read Advaita or heard Advaita. These are subtleties. Because sometimes it can become that we heard the Advaitic concept, I'm not the doer. You see? So therefore, whatever belief, whatever will happen, will happen. So use that as an Advaita excuse. So as long as there's a sense, truly we must have the integrity to check with ourselves. The sense that I am a person, there is an individual entity here, then we must, even if it's a seeming effort, make the effort to not believe your thought. And you will find that one day you will report that it was all God's play, there was nobody there. That's the Maya of it. The truth always stays as the truth. You see, so when Guruji was pointing out to someone that not yet, you see, I smell something there which is conceptual. It's very beautiful because only the master will point to you. If someone else in the Sangha points to you, you will fight with them and say, you. You see? So only the master has given this freedom to point it out. What is he saying? Not that you are not that. He's only saying that you're still believing yourself to be something special, something, some arrogance still is felt, or some personhood still is felt. Good, still not believing?
Slowly down.
This one. And some of these have been nurtured so much. I want to be like this, I want to be like that, I want to be vast, I want to be like this. Forget it. It's not in service to you. What is the point of getting, like Bhagavan only said? Today is Bhagavan Satsang. So he said, no, you get on the train, you keep checking, is the train going in the right direction? What road is it taking? What speed is it going? So you can give yourself all that trouble. But if you feel in your heart you got on the right train, why are you worried about all this? This is not happening for me. This is, others are getting this. I am not reaching my station. You trust the driver of the train or not?
We put a trust in the driver of the train, but we don't put the trust in that which is playing.
Yes, we don't put trust in this one which is claiming to represent you. It's like a lawyer shows up in court. You were called for a hearing, and a lawyer shows up and starts arguing your case, but some rubbish. And you never gave him the job. But he's saying, Your Honor, this is what we want, and this has happened to us, and this is what, we want some sort of freedom, vastness, something. And you're looking at that voice saying, who hired this guy? Did you hire the mind to be in service to you? Do you give it a salary? To fight your battles, you give him some allowance every month. Who hired this guy? That has wants and expectations and desire and the sense of unworthiness and not there yet and all kinds of things.
Like if you want to argue, at least let him argue his own case. No?
Why are you arguing for me? Exactly. Who are you and what are you doing in my case? I never called you. Exactly. It's like Rajan is wearing these lawyer robes and he comes to represent you every day. Say, I don't want it. I'm happy. No. We got so used to this lawyer around, we are saying he is truly representing us. Yeah? He is truly our representative. It's not. It's okay.
I have a humorous incident. I was crossing the road at market, and then on the loudspeaker, there was a voice saying, "Hey, you red shirt." I just like immediately froze. It was me. Yeah, I think I was being addressed, and I didn't know where. After that, it occurred to me when I was on the bus, why are we paying attention to the mind? It's because some of the facts that it's able to blare out like this, and then we feel it's...
Yeah, some phenomenal representation like this.
Yeah, so we believe that everything it's saying is true because it's able to kind of point out these things.
And just now Sumaya shows up, who's a lawyer. So Maher says, I am, and then there is the power to pretend. Yes. The power of belief is pretending to limit the I am. Very good. This is the kind of lawyer we want. This one in our head.
Now another question is
Lawyer is saying, Your Honor.
I don't pick up any content. I don't pick up any thought. I stay as the I am. And if that is the case, then who will do the action?
Who's doing this action?
Who will speak?
Yes. Who's speaking?
Who will do whatever.
Yes, this is a foundational objection that the mind has. It's really lawyer, no objection, my lord. in India and Hindi movies, you have like this. We still call them milord. The British left like many years ago. So there was a time where these lords of Britain would be the judges and things like this. But in India, we still call them objection, my lord. So like this. We're digressing, but it's like this. So this, you're hearing the truth, and then the lawyer stands up and says, "Oh, this case is not going my way. Let me stand up and raise an objection." And one of the most traditional objections is, who will run my life? Isn't it? Basically, that's what you're saying. Who will run my life? So far, he's done a very good job of it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Usually, if you have the feeling that my mind has done a great job of it so far, we don't find you in satsang. Already, if you're in satsang, means there's a feeling that something is not worth. So, this one claims, this is the arrogance of the ego, that I am running your life. The rest of the world, who's running? That it's easy. That will say, okay, God is running the rest. But my life, no, that I must run. All this entire universe, everything is moving. Who's pumping the blood in your veins? Who's moving your breath? If you look at how the body also functions, if there's a germ, then an antibody comes and attacks that germ. Who does all that? You're doing. So if there is some intelligence which is running this entire thing, your life it cannot run. And if this intelligence decides to give up actually, then you will not have a body anymore. Should we go out? We'll see if it lasts for a minute. See, now it comes with some objection which we can't really fight.
Yeah. Just here, when we say like the ego, like even though we know it's just an imagined entity, but we feel like there's somebody sitting there, even though it's seen, but it's just a thought coming and going. How can it do anything? It just comes and it goes.
Yes.
And all of these thoughts that come and go feel like there's somebody sitting there controlling your life. Like it's just, imagine a thought that comes. It's just energy. It just comes and it goes. How can it do anything? So it's like when we say the mind, it's nothing but just thought. It's not an entity or something that's like here for a long time there was a fear of the mind, but it's really like nobody there. It's nothing there. It's just coming and going, and it can't do anything. Forget about running anybody. It's just nothing. It's just. I just felt like saying it because
it's very good. It's very good. Yeah. So thoughts by themselves, obviously, just coming and going, suddenly can't run anything. You see? Now what happens is we created a visual, not even a clear visual, just a sense that I exist personally. So just like, okay, everybody say hi first. Right? So just like that. So then it says that these thoughts belong to someone. The story is that these thoughts belong to someone. And when we look for the someone, that someone is not found. So this non-existent one, then we feel that this one is the doer. It just doesn't exist. So today we had a new term for the ego, which is this fake lawyer. We have fake interpreter, subtitler, insect. We call it all kinds of things. Now we call it lawyer. And I'll get some angry messages saying, but mind is also consciousness. Why are you so bad for them? I know it's consciousness. Even insects are consciousness.
Nataji, this seeming paradox about life not having worked out so far, and but also seeing everything as grace. How to reconcile this?
Yes. Okay, so let me look at your life. Phenomenally speaking, I would have non-phenomenalized the answer, but even phenomenally speaking.
But you were asking regarding the mind. You were asking Randiran, has it done a good job so far? But that's one aspect. Yes. But the other one is to see everything as grace. So if everything is grace, how can we even say that the mind has messed it up at all?
That's a very good point. So once we come to this point of seeing that there was no doer here at all, everything has just been grace. Then the sense of having control or losing control of life is gone anyway. What I'm saying is that how it starts off is the sense that I personally am feeling unfulfilled, and this freedom thing is going to get me that fulfillment. Now, when we come to satsang, that person is soon. Can you leave it outside, please? And what am I here for then? That's what I'm talking about. So this mind has led to us coming to this bowl of milk, saying this will be my final bowl, never-ending bowl of milk. So like that. And then once it's seen that, it's all God's doing. There is nobody here doing. Then we lose any resentment that we had to our previous life. So when the sense of person is dropped. So it's not a mess up. It is our own belief, and we usually come to satsang.
Yeah, that's because there's a breakdown. The mind has reached its limits and broken down at that point.
Which is so auspicious. Actually, it is not. It's somewhere that being itself is tired of playing the game with the mind.
It's a genuine fatigue. It has no avenue for.
And that genuine fatigue is very rare. You see, for me, that genuine fatigue is gold dust. And I find like that. You see? Because usually what happens initially is this personal sense of wanting freedom. So now we say that I don't want freedom for the person because no person exists. Anybody dispute that? I don't want freedom for this person because no person exists. So we must say, I still feel person exists and I have some evidence of it. And then we'll give that person some freedom. And you will not find this person. I have statistical data to back that up. Because we had a long running bet which is now up to $1,000 for anyone who can show me the person.
Father?
You found it? Oh man, $1,000.
No, Father, I wanted to ask you something.
Please do.
Father, so it's clear that no person exists, but there is still belief or the addiction to believe that all the other people around me exist. So I still see persons in everybody else. And when I was contemplating this and looking for the person, like I'm looking for the person inside myself, and if I'm looking for the person sitting across the table, then it's seen that, okay, there can't be a person sitting across the table because there's no person. So when I'm saying that I love you, Father, there's no father to love, right? So, so,
You don't love me now.
so this love, Father, is
Yeah.
for whom? Is for the self? Is it? Am I just loving myself when I say I love you, Father? Or is it?
Yeah. What is this love arising for? It is actually arising for your own unassociated being. You see? Where does love arise from? As being gets more and more unassociated with the person concept, then all sense of need, which was earlier confused to be love, is getting dropped. And just this natural sense of love is arising in service to your own presence. And the smell of that presence seems familiar to you because you have experienced the presence in the presence of this one. That's why very naturally you're able to say, I love you, Father.
So then, Father, if I don't love somebody, so let's take the opposite example of hate, for example,
Now,
of hate.
hate.
So if there's somebody that I'm angry with and I'm feeling anger towards the person sitting across me, and I see that there's no person there, but there's that emotion of anger or hatred or whatever, some negative emotion. So who's that directed at then? Is what happens to that?
This is good. And that's why with the emotion, you have to be a little bit vigilant to check. See, so the other day I was explaining that there are some emotion like anger, sometimes rage, sometimes hunger, greed, lust, all these can come on their own spontaneously as part of the expression. You see, just like actually love, peace, and joy, they can emerge spontaneously. You see, but so let's call them grade A emotions, just the
Mm.
spontaneous. You see, now using this emotion, how will you make hate out of it?
By putting some, by believing some thoughts and getting into some stories and things like that.
Like this. So if anger comes and then there's no, this one always makes me angry, always makes me feel bad. I hate him. You see, so hate like that. Then guilt, resentment, you see, pride. All these, let's call these grade B emotions because they're not spontaneous direct emotions. It's more like residue of conditioning that has thought mixed up in it, identity mixed up in it. You see? So for anger to become hate, we need to supply it with a lot of thought.
So
And for
if there
love, we
is,
need to supply it with thought. We don't. So these natural energetic forms, which we call emotions, they just arise and they go. You see? For that, we don't need to supply it with thought. But for these, guilt, hate, pride, resentment, remorse, we need to nourish them with identity, with conditioning.
so if there is an emotion of these hate and anger, etc., coming, then the inquiry to do would be to inquire as to is there a person, who am I hating? Is there a person over there? Or to inquire as to what thoughts I'm believing? Or can you just help me with like how should I do the inquiry if this emotion comes up? So,
So you came up, suppose I just didn't take you seriously. And some anger is coming because I had a real question and he's just making fun, making fun. So some anger come naturally, you see, and then the thought can come, you know what? Every time I come up, he does this. So this thought can come. Then you can give it your belief. You see? They give it your belief. And then it becomes like a conditioning. You know, with everybody else, he talks so sweetly, but every time I come, he's making fun of me. So you can get, and more if this happens, it can become like a conditioning. You see? So then, how to look into this? You say, next time it happens, or when there's some feeling bad or some resentment or some sense, that something is not neutral, then we can look at that. Why is something pricking here? Because he's always mean to me. So who is this me that is being hurt? Who's suffering from this meanness? It can be like that. And you find there's nobody here. There is nobody here who is feeling rejected or made fun of or whatever. There's nobody here. Just in this way you see, and then you have to keep inquiring into it till it becomes laughable. So when this thought comes, oh, he's always making fun of me, you just laugh. With anything. When you started speaking, it reminded me of what this example that Guruji says. He says that this lady came to me and says, I completely see that I am not real, but I just can't get myself to see that my husband is not real. So just like that, it can be that our close relationships, it can seem like, oh, but he's being this way, she's being this way, how are they this way? You see? So like this. But the same way. But it cannot push your buttons without it meaning something for you. You see? And the beauty of life is that it always shows you what is still left to be looked at. Especially now that you come into satsang, it comes at a rapid rate, it seems. Everything comes fast, fast, fast. Look at this, look at this, look at this. No, it comes. I'm done with this. You want to rest for a while? No. It's like that. Because that has become our truest prayer now. We want to be done with this at super quick rate.
Thank you, Father.
Thanks, my dear. We cannot pretend that the unreal is real unless we give it the power of our belief. Okay, let me catch up with the chat. Namaste, namaste everyone. And Nikhil says, love the raccoon video where he tries to wash the cotton candy. All of you saw that? I was remembering it yesterday and then I found it. It's like this, no? You come and say that. So there's a raccoon. You know raccoon? It's a small animal. It has this cotton candy type thing, like candy in his hand. So these animals must be having this habit, very nice habit actually, to wash their food or something. So what it does, it takes the cotton candy and it dips it in the water. Immediately, in the instant, it dissolves. And he's looking. There it goes. Like that. So I was saying, I posted on Facebook saying this is like satsang. We came so that we feel that the person will be taken care of here. And we come and the person is just, if there's openness, it just can dissolve. I can't find it. It's like looking, you don't find. Then you settle with that, since it's not there actually. So that pool or that puddle or whatever it was is like a satsang. The person is dipped in it is all. So he said that. Very good. Atma says, hello Ananta and beloveds. Not working today, it's a holiday, so I'm here. Very good, very good. Where else than here? Stephen says, there is a subtle underlying belief that the thoughts are worth to believe in. Yes. And without trusting in my thoughts, I am lost. Is it enough? Is it enough this not believing the next thought? What is the root of the belief that thoughts are worth it? I am not only believing in my thoughts, I believe that they are worth believing in. Yes, we would not believe them unless we thought they had meaning or they were worth believing in. That's why when we have some thought that comes, you must look at which identity. If it seems to be getting your belief still, you see, so look at which identity, and it's much easier than it might sound, because usually we're just 3 or 4 main key identities we are playing with. You see, so relationship identity, for example, a thought can come that my partner really doesn't understand me, or something like this. Then find out who this me is. Who's the partner in this relationship? Where is that one? And as we inquire into this, we say it is just consciousness playing as all of these roles. There is no individual partner. And don't let these words which I am saying be the end of your inquiry. Come to the same conclusion. You see? And then these thoughts will stop having the magnetism over you. They will not be that attractive to your belief. So sometimes I even suggest that if you feel that I still believe a lot of thoughts, make a list of the top 10. Because that can be another thought, I'm still believing so many of my thoughts. When you sit down to make the list, you realize there are only maybe 3 or 4. And then those 3, 4, you use them into your inquiry. You find out who is the identity which this thought is appealing to. Then the meaning, this seeming meaning that has been given to thoughts, will dissolve. Devika says, just don't believe anything. Perfect. Yes. Don't believe anything now. Shanti is here. Shanti says, defender, prosecutor, and judge. All 3 in one represents the mind. Father, I love you. I love you too. Devika says, Mike just said, I feel that if I don't try to control things, I will be giving over control to others who rely on me and me. This sense will dissolve. And just experiment with this. Experiment with this. Start with the weekend. Often I've said like this, start with the weekend. Where on the weekend say, okay, I'm not going to control anything, not believe my thoughts. And you will still find that movement is happening through the body. Actions are moving. And then as more and more there is trust in this, you find that everything has been done by grace. Everything has been done by consciousness. Because there has been no me, no individual me in the first place. So play with these ideas, experiment with them, and you will find that they lead to a lot of peace and rest. Atma says, dearest Ananta, you said it all what was needed to be said and even more. So now it is so beautiful to just listen to your voice. Eric, just be in your loving presence and enjoying you and beloveds. Stephen says, Ananta, you hit the nail on its head. I feel so grateful for my wife pushing all the buttons. Thank you. This is very good. To come to this point of being grateful to that which pushes our buttons is very beautiful. Oh, you did a switch over? Aparna had said, true gems of wisdom. Thank you, Father. You're very welcome. Shanti says, in truth, there is not even a coming and going of anything. Yes. All is ever present without a coming and going. Yes. Nothing is happening except witnessing now. Now. Yes. Thank you, Aparna. Thank you, my dear. Pratna is also switching over. Okay. Trupti, thank you, Maria. Thank you. Can we have a mid Satsang bhajan today? I don't know. I feel like singing in the middle. We'll come back to Satsang. Can you sing? You can sing Jai Radha Madhava?
I've been thinking of singing that for quite a while.
Yeah. We'll sing together.
Jai Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Rama Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Gopi Janana Jai Gopi Janana Jai Hridayadhari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari Yashodanandana Brij Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brij Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brij Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brij Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vihari Jai Kunja Vihari Yamuna Tira Vihari Jai Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Jai Hridayadhari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari
Yashodanandana Vrijijana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrijijana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrijijana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrijijana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vihari Jaya Kunja Vihari Yamuna Tira Vihari Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Swagatam Krishna Swagatam Krishna Swagatam Krishna Swagatam Krishna Swagatam Swagatam Sharanagatam Krishna Swagatam Swagatam Sharanagatam Krishna Swagatam Krishna Swagatam Krishna Swagatam Krishna Swagatam Krishna Swagatam Swagatam
Sharanagatam Krishna. Swagatam Suswagatam. Sharanagatam Krishna. Swagatam Krishna. Suswagatam Krishna. Swagatam Krishna. Suswagatam Krishna. Suswagatam Krishna.
To sing a small Anandamai Mom. कृष्ण छलैया आनंद लाल राधा रमन प्राण गोपाल कृष्ण छलैया आनंद लाल राधा रमन प्राण गोपाल कृष्ण छलैया आनंद लाल राधा रमन प्राण गोपाल कृष्ण कन्हैया आनंद लाल राधा रमन प्राण गोपाल कृष्ण छलैया आनंद लाल राधा रमन प्राण गोपाल राधा रमन प्राण गोपाल राधा रमन प्राण गोपाल कृष्ण छलैया आनंद लाल राधा रमन प्राण गोपाल.
Can I come up, Ananta?
Come, my dear.
Okay. I'm not quite sure why or what for. It surprises me that sometimes I listen to this and I don't have any need to interact at all. That other things I think, okay, I'm just not going to watch this Satsang again because I don't need to. Other things I think I'm going to check with you just in case. Other things I think I want to be doing something myself. So various things. So it just kind of is the same thing. It is interpreted in many different ways, different times. So I don't want to rely on that. But today, some kind of restlessness and a lot of thought and a lot of, I don't know, and I feel, well, okay, I can think anything I like, but let's be with you. Because it feels so different at different times. Sometimes I feel I know everything you're saying, and one with you is so fine. Other times it comes like recent now it's coming lots of resistances from all corners. Like, I don't want to have any master. I don't need you or anybody else. I'm sorry. I was in silence before I met you. The silence brought you to me. No, you didn't bring me to any silence. I'm sorry. I know best, you know. If someone knows, it's me. But not that means, you know, I knew of that silence place before. I don't need to be in satsang. In fact, I should be doing something myself. Anyway, that's one of the streams. Another stream that is coming very, very strongly to me, and I don't know if it's because being in silence is too much. Originally, my background is Catholic, so I'm going back to my Catholic kind of, and I read the saints, and I read all sorts of saints, and Rumi, and everyone. And then thoughts come to me, like, okay, all very well, you can be peaceful, sometimes it just feels fine, but what about service? You're not doing service to anybody. I have a kind of comfortable situation, inverted commas, with a partner working. I don't have to your training. I'm a psychotherapist, or your, you know, I was a teacher before. I done masters in management. You know, all the investment in your education, all those gifts, they are here, just hidden. You know, this is not right. So lots of thoughts come. You know, lots of things come, and sometimes they just go. You know, I know if I go back to silence, kind of long enough, all that dissolves. But recently it's very, very strong. Yeah, it's kind of the last days is very, very saint, and it's like she was doing something. You know, she's not home sitting. Yes, they are. Let the thought pass, and you don't do anything. So sometimes there is an impulse to do something, but then I don't know what, and I think I don't know. All this is coming. I just wanted to. I wanted to hear what comes up here from this interaction. Another time it's all a dream. You see, you are my dream. I am all I'm seeing is a dream. So, but a lot of thought kind of process, and some kind of that I think the only way I know how to piece it is in silence. So sometimes I think I'm going to go back to silence. Not to, but now I'm here, and I think, well, it's all the same. So I don't want to be only my silence and switch it off from everything else, or take any particular kind of. I think, okay, so let's check this as well. You know, if you come from that true silence, and now I'm questioning you, and who is whatever, yeah, but this is coming, oh, you know, your question here. Sorry, you know, of a beautiful silence, and I know the effects of that. Are you in that silence? Because I'm going to you, not you or me, and checking on you. So all this is just coming here, and I just wanted, if it's anything, say and saying I'm grateful for your time. I appreciate the fact that you are here. I normally engage with the satsangs. I'm not going to do it again. But then the next day, I just keep joining. Whatever. Thank you.
There are two things you said that I want to touch upon. One is very beautifully you pointed out how this mind is. One day like this, one day like that. I want to be in satsang, I don't want to be in satsang. I should be sharing satsang. can be all the variations. Just like this, the mind can be sharing. Also, we were talking about is silence. And actually, for me, although the outward silence is very beautiful, I enjoy very much the sense of just phenomenal silence. But the truest silence is the absence of egoic belief. Okay? So the absence of belief in the person, for me, is the sense of truest silence. In the midst of all activity, it could be in the marketplace, which is very noisy. It could be in a business negotiation or an environment like this, which is very noisy. And yet, inwardly complete silence. So this, and you have the eyes for this, because I feel that all of us actually have the recognition of this, and we recognize it when it appears seemingly within ourselves, when we also recognize it when we are in the presence of one who's inwardly silent, although a lot of words might be coming from his mouth. So this recognition is primal to us, and you must go with that intuitive sense. And there is no concern here if you feel that something here is not in that silence or something like this. Completely, you must go with that intuitive sense, because I know that all beings have this recognition for those who have come to this point of dropping belief in the egoic sense predominantly. Is it audible when that noise goes on? Do you hear the outside noise as well?
Sorry, I was trying. Sorry, I was trying to unmute, but for some reason, kind of was slow, couldn't. So basically, I feel it's really nothing to say, or to even for you to say or for me to say, because it's kind of boom, 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 boom. No, it just comes, it just goes. As you say, if you don't pay much attention, well, it's nothing. But then the thing of, it's something that you said before, like, okay, kind of, you need to give permission to leave the sun. And sorry, the sound is not very good.
What is the last part you said? Something I said before about permission. Can you repeat that part?
I see that I understood, and this system is very slow now, so I don't know if you can hear me well, or I can hear your response well. But I think I understood from you best not to leave Satsang, attending regular Satsang, without checking with you.
Yes, and somehow, maybe let's try and see if I got it correctly. You got this idea earlier that I said that it's best to check with the master, best to check with anyone that you've called teacher or father, that before leaving satsang, it's best to check with them whether it's good or not. Is that the point?
Yeah, yeah. And then sometimes I feel, because this satsang is a bit of, if you leave everything alone and you go back to silence immediately, and nobody goes back to silence. What I mean, if you don't buy whatever you are thinking, you are in silence already, and you don't engage with things. It's just literally moment by moment. You don't rely on anything, but you trust. You simply trust anything that comes and that goes, and it's a kind of restful place which you can live from. But then I feel the satsang is not necessary. Maybe it could be more necessary to fall into that and see where it leads, in case that it leads to some service in the world, which I feel at the moment is not happening from here. And maybe some service could arise, or sometimes it wants to arise, that I feel that if I'm in satsang, I'm kind of still saying, oh, please give me water, give me water. That I think maybe, I don't have to play this role of give me water anymore.
Sorry, but I'm not, because of the audio, I'm not understanding very well. Maybe you could type. Maybe you could type and let us know, because at least I'm not able to understand very well what is going on.
Where do you type? Anyway, as you see, not meant to be. Again.
Thank you, Andy. I noticed Ishwari wanted to come up. Did she? Did you want to come?
Namaste, Father. I was just playing with the buttons because I don't know how the Hangout works, and I just figured out how to unmute my mic. So all I wanted to say was, let me be the cotton candy. Leave nothing. Leave absolutely nothing. And I have nothing else to say because there is nothing else to say. Except I love you.
I love you too, my dear. This cotton candy thing is very nice. Yeah, to mute back because there is echo coming from there. Yes. I feel that this cotton candy thing is very nice, because the person sense or the person idea is even more superfluous than this cotton candy. More superfluous, not tangible. You just put it in, you just inquire in your own life of inquiry. It dissolves. That's why we say no one has ever been able to find this person. So the sense can be there, this cotton candy can be there, but when we look for the cotton candy, it doesn't exist.
It would be fun if it disappeared inside you.
But it would be fun if it actually appeared for someone. It needs to appear first. It only appears to appear. It never really appears. That's why often I used to say that it's a second level illusion or second level delusion. If we say that this phenomenal appearance is the first level illusion, then the person doesn't even exist phenomenally. It is at some other abstract level, just an idea of some sort, not even a clear imagination. We say that the person is imagined, but then knowing me, that I would have contemplated that also the person is imagined, then at least I should have an imaginary impression of the person, which would be a clear imagination. Even that is not there. So it's not even as tangible as imagination. Not even a daydream of a person. Who is Sangha?
Hi, Ananta.
Yes, my
Can I
dear.
say something? I just wanted to say thank you for speaking to me a few days ago, and I don't know. I just followed your advice, what you told me, and I don't know things like things are changing, and I don't understand how. But I just wanted to say thank you for that. And then I also something you said, like not right from the beginning of the satsang, you said not to believe your next thought. And then I had a question come up, and then I realized that, well, like I'm to pick up that question, I have to believe some thoughts.
Exactly.
And I also just wanted to check in that with you, because then I would, it's really game over. Like I wouldn't have any questions, and I just wanted to see if you have anything to say about that.
Very good, very good. I'm very happy to hear that doing satsang is taking you so directly to what you are. And this is very beautiful to contemplate. Because very often, if you continue in satsang, you'll hear me saying, don't believe your next thought, very often. You see? So, you said that a question came up. And I didn't pick it up. And it went. You see? In this, we see that the witness of the question did not come and go. The one who was aware of the question still remains, isn't it? And then we can see that even if the question comes, we can contemplate and see whose question is it. You see? And once we contemplate like this, you will realize that awareness by itself has no questions. And then being, which is born within awareness, also is just being. It is not resisting. Its questions can be wonderful than contemplations, but it cannot be personal questions, because the person is not born yet without belief in thought. You see, we keep saying about dissolving this cotton candy, but in the moment right now it is dissolved. Now it can appear to be back only if you believe your next thought. Right now there is no person. Now how will you create a person? Only by giving belief to the identity. And identity is derived from belief in thought. At no time has there ever been a tangible person. Not even as tangible as cotton candy. It has just only been an idea. You see? So actually it is not dissolving. It is seen that it never existed, more accurately. All there is a voice which convinces us that there must be a person there. Because the voice of the mind is personal. Sometimes it tries to speak non-personally, and it fails very badly. And your intuitive sense, your intuitive voice, the Sadguru's voice in your own heart, that is never personal. Yes, so don't believe your next thought. Completely and immediately can bring you to this place of seeing that you are just this witnessing. And a thought is nothing but an energy construct which is coming and going. It wasn't there a second ago and it won't be here a second later. And yet, because we have given it meaning for so long, it can seem like we are dependent on these thoughts. And like Randir was saying earlier, and many have said this, how will I run my life if I'm not believing my thoughts? And you'll find that there is nobody here individually running your life. This life belongs to God and is experienced by God. You see, so before we pick up the question, how do I run my life? We must come to this clear identification. Who is this me that I'm talking about? Whose life is this? The tree of this falsehood is nourished only through belief in our thoughts.
Actually, the thought is preventing lucid action. It is not aiding.
It's not even strong enough to prevent.
But the feeling is that it kind of cripples
Yeah.
whatever lucidity is naturally there.
Yes, it can feel like that because once we've gotten used to this natural state of movement, then to be reliant on thought can seem like a very tied, as if you're tied up and moving.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, like, not believing the next thought leaves absolutely no room for the mind. Like, because as you were saying that, and it's like even like not picking up the question. It's really like there's a strong fear coming up. Like, well, what, for like the spiritual seeker, like if I don't pick up questions, and I don't know, it just leaves no room for the mind. It's just nothing.
It is the end of suffering. It is the end of suffering, the end of personhood. Just in this simple point.
Wow.
Very happy that I feel good when someone takes the pointing and really plays with it, experiments, sees how everything moves. It's very good. This is the way it is meant to be used.
Thank you.
And it can be that for a while, after Satsang, as we continue in this natural state, sometimes this mind can come up with a fear and say, but I have no legs to stand on now, it's a bit wobbly. Sometimes this kind of feeling can come, but you'll get used to this. And I've often said that it's not that you're falling, it's actually that you're flying now. You're learning to fly. So don't go give in to that fear which the mind will create. You see, because the mind will say, at least with the thought, there was something holding me, it was something tangible. And now I have no control whatsoever. Just, if you can stay with this wobbliness for a while, you'll see that it settles. And you'll never want that thought dependence again. To be dependent on thoughts again, you'll never want that state. So I was saying, who's Sangha of being? Love, love, love you, millions and squillions always. Thank you so much for everything. You make me so happy. Thank you. I'll take that to come from the entire Sangha. Thank you, my dear. Devika says, for me, it feels like it is my habit of pretending to be a person that is dissolving. Yes. If something is dissolving, it is that. Just this habit, this addiction of relying on the person idea. Mike has lost some weight, has he? Yeah. The UK move is not really. He wants to go back to Australia. Looks like. Yeah. You're not eating properly. You're closer to the in-laws now, are you? It's great satsang. Moving is never easy, especially cross continent. I'm sure it's more challenging. All is well. Very. I got your message saying Star Wars is great. I still haven't seen it because I promised my son I'd see with him, and then he got some surprise unit tests announced, so I'm not able to go. But yeah, still no spoilers, yes? Any? Ranveer is telling me I need some mint. So. You're sitting at the other end of the table. So you guys must be struggling. I'm just kidding. Okay, Shanti had said, Father, I see these thoughts. Its pattern was developed somewhere in childhood. Yes, patterns were reinforced and believed, and it made its own identity to survive. So dissolving them now, they come to surface from filters, sometimes pain and suffering, but really it is nothing. Thank you. It's very joyful for me to hear when somebody says it's really nothing. Yes, Tarun says person does not even have a face. Thank you, Father. We used to play this game earlier. We would play this game and say, I won't believe my next thought, you don't believe your next thought. And the one who believes first speaks out loudly what the thought is. You play this? Some of you must. You want to play?
Yeah.
Yes. So it's very simple. We don't believe our thoughts. And the one who believes something then exposes it either in the YouTube chat or Hangout, or even if you're sitting here, you say, what got your belief? We started already. Very naturally allow everything to come. This is not a game about stopping thoughts, just not believing them. You believed it. No matter what the source is, even Swami Vivekananda. He said something from Swami Vivekananda is coming. It could be the greatest Swami you know. Okay, say it. What is it?
No, he's just like saying that you didn't live up to my ideal.
His idea.
Yeah. Why didn't you listen to all that I told you about the country and the way to live?
Yes,
And the poor.
forget about it.
I'd like to try again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but just after this game, after the game you can come.
Okay.
I'm believing something. It's such a quiet Sangha, nobody's believing any thoughts. I don't believe you.
Stop taking yours. Because he's asking to ours.
Yes. It's just 5 minutes. This is good. The Ramba had said earlier, I believe that I love you. Sweet. And Sangha of being is who Shivani is. And me too. And Mariano says, my thought I believe is the hope. My thought I believe is I hope I don't have a thought first. So I don't have to write it down. Yes. Something like this. Even Muji Sangha, Denmark, I don't know who's writing, but they said, I believe the thought, there will come a thought to believe. And Devika says, Devika and Mike, I'm presuming, I'm believing that it is an utter joy to be here with you, Father. Sweet. And Shivani says, it's not me, it's Claire. Thank you, my dear.
It's quite much fun to try to believe your thoughts.
Yes? You're believing the thought that it's not fun to believe your thought.
No, it's funny to try to believe your thoughts.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
We'll clear that after. Karambir says, Father, it's arrogance in me that I am getting more and more clarity in my seeing and I'm feeling all special and privileged. That's why it's very good to be with this Sangha. Sometimes the Sangha buttons are very good to press. This is very also nice. Dennis says, I'm believing that those minimal thoughts that come don't need to be exposed because they don't count. Yes, it's very sneaky that way. Okay, so now let's switch it. Can we switch it? Can you believe every thought that comes? You'll find it very difficult. Just see if you can believe every thought that is coming. Wait for the thought. And firstly, not so many thoughts will come. When you say like this, no, bring it on, then mostly the thought activity reduces. But then say, okay, I will believe. See how that goes. Of course, the thought might be, what a useless game. And then all those who believe that, it just disconnect from satsang. Seems almost unnatural, no? After a point. It's work. You have to now work to believe your thoughts. And it could be just a few weeks ago you would have been saying, some of you could have said that, oh, but it's so much work not to believe. As you're getting more and more introduced to the natural state of allowing these thoughts to come and go, then now you said, believe. It's work, it's effort to pick up. It's very good. Very good. And Claire said, I can see the beginning of belief forming, but I'm not interested in it. Very good. You get more accustomed to these very primal forces, attention, belief. Very few are exploring like this with such clarity and looking at these forces of belief, attention, identity. It's very good, very good. You see, because it takes very direct seeing to be able to report like this. I can see belief forming, but I'm really not interested in it. Beautiful. And Shivani says, yes, Father, you have to try to believe. Hannah says, there is a belief that I cannot stop coming to satsang without me giving me your blessing. So drop this belief. There's a belief I cannot stop coming to satsang without you giving me your blessing. Just let it flow on its own, as it has been doing. If you find that you're clicking join and it's joining, what's the problem? If it's not joining, it's not joining. It's okay. For you, I give you this blessing. Let it flow on its own. Shakti says a subtle belief that I am playing this game. Very good to notice these things. Shanti says, oh boy, what a ride. There is subtle nervousness of being put on the spot. That is not belief. Very good. Maria says, Father, yesterday I was feeling anger about the guidance. Don't believe your next thought. What does it remind you of? Maria also originally from Spain. Now I know she's in Portugal. But she says, Father, yesterday I was feeling anger about the guidance. Don't believe your next thought. But many things are dissolving in the body and I feel more space. Thank you. Many have felt this anger. So I don't feel bad when you tell me. It's very natural for this to come. And Shanti says, why would they come now? It's like on the hot seat. Is this a thought? Yes. Batima says, it takes effort to stay vigilant and not believe the thought. Okay. If this is what you're sensing, it's taking some effort. Not believe the thought, you make that effort. It's good. It's good. But you'll find that it becomes more and more natural. Andre is here. Andre says, aha, me too. You are so cute and funny. I'm not sure whether that was for me, but thank you. If it was. Maria says I'm from Portugal. Yes. Just like this, life becomes so natural. You don't even know what happened. Just like that dissolving cotton candy. Just,
Rather, there's a thought here that keeps coming in. That's I don't know what anything is about him.
yeah. Don't believe that.
Yeah, it just keeps coming up.
Because it wants to make some sort of a
Yeah.
conclusion,
Yes.
like a spiritual conclusion.
Yes.
Don't believe that.
There can be, like Shakti was saying, like a subtle, a couple subtle thoughts. That's like the commentator that's like interpreting inner space or whatever it says, and then it maybe is after, like a couple moments after it. The way that was.
And that's okay. Because as we go along, if you don't get this impression that what I'm saying is that we have to be 100%. There is no such thing as 100%. Everyone, including sages, pick up some thoughts, they believe in something. But you will find that as you go along with this, the belief in them will last only momentarily. Okay? Even if something does get picked up, just momentarily. Like you were saying, just when you look back a few seconds later, you found that, oh, this is what I picked up.
Father, but this momentary thing, actually, there's an expectation of that.
Ah.
And then that itself actually,
Yeah, becomes it.
yes, it has
So forget about
it's
that.
worked here. It goes on for days then.
I want to be momentary and this lasts for days.
It's very sneaky.
Very, very tricky.
Very sneaky mind.
Because it derives its intelligence from the supreme intelligence, which is you.
It's
But it
actually
can-
the mind is very like
Yes.
it's intelligent. Like I sometimes just amazed.
It's because it gets its power, that power from you. But it cannot outsmart you, which is consciousness itself. Huh? What is Devika saying now? But now the thought comes, there must be some reason that Father didn't read out my comment. What? Yes, there's a reason. I'm sure there is one. Let me know if you find it. And I'm believing that thought and looking for the reason. So am I. Where is the comment? This one just makes me laugh. Impossible in your presence to believe thoughts. I didn't read it. Yeah. At least you're still here, For some, it's happened that I have not read the comment and they say, he doesn't want me here, I'm going by. Yeah?
It's like whenever I
You look at his face first. Maintain that pose.
it's like at home also when I try to follow this pointing, then it's like I'm not believing in thoughts, and then the thoughts also starts to fade away some, and then it starts to create a heavy amount of discomfort, energetic discomfort in the body. It's like, and I want to go back to the thought, go back to the mind, to the belief. And if I don't do that, then this energetic discomfort becomes more intense and intense. So
It can play in that way. So that's why I said this wobbliness can come in different forms. It can be some fears, or it can be just strong, energetic sense. Stay with it. Nothing will happen to you. It can be for many that they feel that their head is going to explode or something. It's not going to happen. It's okay. It's just the mind using fear tactics to bring you back.
it proves it's manifested in the body.
Yes. It's energetic. They can be like, see, this whole thing that we try to create precise definitions, but basically we're talking about this energetic movement. Isn't it? When we say mind is energetic, construct, emotion is energy. Basically, it's a play of energy. You see? So this energetically it can move. Sometimes there can be thoughts which you cannot even say the concept which they're speaking. It's just very, very subtle. Something can feel. Something came and you're not even able to define what it was. So you're getting accustomed to all these energies which the mind can employ, but they cannot touch you. Yes, it tries all the tricks possible. Anna says, does Ananta have a spiritual teacher himself, someone to turn to for advice, or he only abide in the silence? I have a teacher very much. Guruji is there, no Moji is there. Like we start the Satsang, and if you haven't heard him, you must look him up on YouTube. Very much. One more song before we go, or?
No, Vanamali Radha.
Oh, yeah, but we can sing. Join you a little bit, yeah. I remember some.
But you keep the camera on.
You keep the camera on. You're believing that thought.
Vanamali Radha Ramana Giridhari Govinda. Vanamali Radha Ramana Giridhari Govinda. Neelamegha Sundara Narayana Keshava.
Neelamegha Sundara Narayana Keshava.
Vanamali Radha Ramana
Giridhari Govinda.
Vanamali Radha Ramana Giridhari Govinda. Bhakta Hridaya Mandara Bhanukoti Sundara. Bhakta Hridaya Mandara Bhanukoti Sundara. Nanda Nanda Gopavrinda Narayana Keshava.
Nanda Nanda Gopavrinda Narayana Keshava.
Vanamali Radha Ramana Giridhari Govinda. Vanamali Radha Ramana Giridhari Govinda. Neelamegha Sundara Narayana Keshava. Neelamegha Sundara Narayana Keshava. Vanamali Radha Ramana Giridhari Govinda. Bhakta Hridaya Mandara Bhanukoti Sundara. Bhakta Hridaya Mandara Bhanukoti Sundara. Nanda Nanda Gopavrinda Narayana Keshava. Nanda Nanda Gopavrinda Narayana Keshava. Vanamali Radha Ramana Giridhari Govinda. Vanamali Radha Ramana Giridhari Govinda. Neelamegha Sundara Narayana Keshava. Neelamegha Sundara Narayana Keshava. Vanamali Radha Ramana Giridhari Govinda.
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। 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 Thank you also very much for being in Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Mujit Ji ki Jai.
Sadguru Shri Ananta Ji ki Jai.
And now I'm not reading any comments, okay? So don't feel I'm not reading yours. And many on YouTube also, which I'm not.